of you who don't know me, I'm Bestie. I'm the twin sister of the bride. We share our very first day of our life, literally. We have shared a childhood, a countless secrets, laughs, and even tears. Growing up as twins means we'll never be alone. Of course, we fought a lot, but we learned how to share and how to forgive very quickly.
Hey, Abel, separate. Don't let them look at
We are so close to each other. Like, I don't know how to explain, but she's always the first person that I always think about in every situation in my life. Every happiness, every success, every disappointment, and every failure. Sometimes I feel like I wasn't there telling other people about my failure because I feel like it was too embarrassing. But I would never ever be afraid to tell her because I know she would never judge me with anything. And I was wondering how could any girl could survive the world without a sister, because I realized how lucky I am to have someone who's more than just a sister, more than a best friend, but both of them combined. We have never been apart longer than 6 months. It was only once when we were in college. I went to Europe for a semester, and that's it. On days that we were apart, we're not together, we always FaceTime each other almost every day. Just ask, how are you? How was your day? What did you do? Just checking up on each other almost every day. And we just have each other all the time, and I found that was the luxury in my life. I also still remember the first time that I met Abel. Not the first time I met him in person, but from photos that he showed me and the story she told me. You guys might not know, but we fought so hard.
Yes.
In the very beginning of your relationship. I remember I was screaming, like shouting at her in the car, and she was crying. But back then I was so overprotective. Because the story I heard about you was like,
The story that you heard before, look at me, it's real. Look at me, it's real.
she told me, oh, like you.
But he changed.
You took her out on a date. You took her on a yacht. Like your boat.
That's not the first thing.
Okay, not the first day, but a date. And then I was like, what a playboy move. And it was so easy to read. Back then, I didn't like him at all.
We don't like him either.
No one likes that guy. All the bros don't like it. Seriously.
But when I met him in person, I realized I was wrong. Because he is a very good man with a very kind heart, and he is the love of her life. Both of you show me true love does exist. I'm very excited to see my sister start a new chapter of her life with the love of her life. And I barely said this, but I just want to say I love you. And even we will be apart, even we will be 1,000 miles away from each other, and it's the first time ever that we will be apart for so long, But Evo, I hope you will enjoy growing old with her as much as I did enjoy growing up with her.
All of you know, I've known them for over.
So I would like to start by saying a few words before I spend the next 60 years listening. Alright, so on September 6th of this year, I decided that I was going to pop the big question. I finally saved up enough money and I built up enough courage to do it. First, I had to drive to Don and Lee's house and ask for their blessing. To my surprise, I was met by Lee, sitting at the table with a shotgun next to him. That's a true story. Believe it or not, I did end up getting their blessing. And then 3 days later, I asked this beautiful girl next to me to marry me. And I'll let you guys decide which question I was a little bit more nervous to ask for. But seriously, I would like to thank Don and Lee for raising the most amazing daughter in the world. I couldn't be happier to stand up here and call her my wife today. I'd like to thank Don and Lee and my parents for helping us helping Kaylee plan this beautiful wedding. I promise, when I say, I was just as surprised as all of you were when I walked into the venue. But for real, I need to be serious a little bit. So I would like to give a toast to our parents for making today possible. The Lord has truly blessed us with the most amazing families. They've shaped us both into the people we are today. Don and Lee, like I said, you guys couldn't have done a better job raising Kaylee. And for my parents, hold on. My parents, well, they raised me, so whether you like me or not, you can talk to them about that. I'm kidding. I couldn't be more thankful for my parents. To say I'm blessed feels like an understatement. They've truly given me the best life anyone could ask for. And they've given me the tools to always be able to pursue my passion. Just ask my groomsmen, we've been using my dad's fishing equipment for years now. But I do truly love the both of you guys. So a toast to our parents. Now on to Kaylee. So Kaylee and I have always joked about how we wouldn't have believed you if you would have told us 5 years ago that we'd be getting married. And that's true. I always thought she was way out of my league, which she quite obviously is. I never thought I had a chance to date her. That wasn't until she realized I lived on a lake and I had a boat. Oh, sorry, my dad had a boat. Once I got her on that boat, I knew I had her hooked. I showed her all my fishing rods, all my lures, and I knew there was no way she'd ever want a different guy. And look where we are today. So for all the single guys out there in the crowd, buy St. Croix rods. They work very well. But life truly wouldn't be the same without Kaylee. It would be a lot cheaper. One of the first times I brought Kaylee around my family, it was after a day of shopping. We'd gone to the Mall of America to get me some new clothes, because if any of you know me, you know I wear the same three outfits in rotation every week. I thought I'd be going to American Eagle or maybe even Gap. But but she insisted that we go to Lululemon. I spent so much money on one outfit that day. I had to ask her to not tell my family how much money I was spending. The first thing she did when we got home, she said the first words out of her mouth were, "We actually got a really good deal. We only spent $175 on a pair of shorts and a shirt." And at that point, I didn't know whether to be happy that she told the truth or terrified that she thought it was a good deal. But like I said, I will get serious. So, on a serious note, Kaylee and I have been on quite the journey over the past 4 years. From starting our relationship, unlike Fanny, Alyssa, to moving away to college and trying long distance, which only lasted about 2 years before I made her transfer to Eau Claire, which she so bravely did. From that point forward, I was able to spend most days with Kaylee. You can ask my roommate; she was there just about every day. So, but the love I had for her only grew stronger every moment that I was with her. I could sit up here all night and talk about how much love I have for this girl, but no matter what words I say, they can't describe the love I have for her. She's the best thing that has ever happened to me. So here's a toast to my beautiful bride.
I'm sure most of you already know who I am, but for those who don't, my name is Dawson Duran, brother to the groom and nuisance to the bride. And now that they've officially tied the knot, I'd like to say a few words. They say, never meet your heroes. Devin met me one cold October morning in the year 2000. Poor kid did not know what he was up for. Growing up together, Devin and I didn't really fight like brothers do in the shows and movies. We looked out for each other, and I could rest easy knowing no matter how much trouble I was in or how badly I screwed up, Devin had been there and done that. And always had the best advice to get me through it. But while we had each other's back at all times, there was always a small, unspoken rivalry between us. You see, as his little brother, it's been my lifelong duty to one-up Devin in every way possible. He made varsity football, so I grew taller than him. He graduated college, started a successful career. I stayed taller than him. And that's just the way it was. That is, until Bryce came along. Bryce, I gotta be honest, I really wasn't in the market for a new sister. But after getting to know you, I'm willing to make an exception. You see, I was the last person in the family to meet Bryce. Whether that was intentional or not, who knows? But either way, I owed it to Devin to not make him look bad in front of his new girlfriend. And as it turns out, Bryce could do that herself. Bryce, I first want to say thank you for having us all and that you look stunning. Your dress tonight would make a Kardashian jealous. And I'm sure it's a nice change of pace since they're so used to wearing the pants in the relationship. Anyways, after first meeting you, I had a feeling Devin might have just brought home the one for him. It wasn't just the way he talked about her, or the way his eyes light up whenever she walks in the room. For me, it was how well you got to know us, the family. As most of you know, us Durans are a very tight-knit group, and Bryce did not hesitate to join in on the shenanigans. Whenever she was with us, it just felt natural from day one. And for that reason, none of us were really surprised when Devin finally got his act together and bent the knee. The truth is, you two just work as a team. And whatever the future brings, I know you'll take it on together. And with that being said, there's a few things I want to thank you for. To Bryce, Thank you for making my brother the happiest man in the world. Thank you for making our fun times better and our hangovers worse.